What's up, world? International Zoe. I didn't really have a Sunday sermon today because I was kind of going to be busy and I didn't record anything in advance. But I'm here. I'm up in Concepcion. It's about 2 hours away from Medellin. I'm at my landlord's house. It's like a country house. It's called a finca, an estate. And that's what they look like. I would assume you have to be doing pretty good to get in the state. So it's like your country home. You come out here to relax, maybe get away from the city, stuff like that. And this is the second time he invited me, so I needed to come because in Colombia, when they invite you, when they do generous things, invite you to their home, and just those things you're supposed to accept. You know, they show love. They do show love here. They do show affection, men to men. So you need to accept it and reciprocate it. If you want to become part of a family, or especially if you're in a relationship. So, but what I wanted to talk about is decency, being the decent human being, because nobody's perfect. Nobody's, you know, Everybody says they're a good person, a great person. I would say the right terminology to say is to be a decent person. A decent person I would say, is more on the good side than the bad side. We all have good and bad in us. But I find myself in my life having a lot of fortune. Yes, I do wrong. I've wronged some people, but overall, I'm a decent person, and I try to do more good than bad, and I could do better. I know I could do better, but always I try to be a decent person, and I think from being that way, to moving that way, living that way, I've always had a lot of blessings come upon me. I will always find myself in fortunate situations. I find a lot of things work out for me that could easily go the other way. And I would attribute all of that to being a decent person. And they say about karma and energy. Of course, some things, everything is not going to be perfect. But I think people are getting away from that more nowadays. They're feeling like they could say anything out their mouth that could hurt someone and they don't care, especially with social media. And, get into these fights and arguments. And I think people are forgetting or moving away from, I'm sure, what they was taught at home by being a decent person, So that's what I want you guys to focus on. And I see that here. I've been treated well here in Colombia. I've been treated well in most places. And I think it's a combination of the energy that I put out. And that's they say what you attract. I attract good people. I attract good energy. And people wonder, like, man, you've been all these places and you never seem to have, problems, at least not problems with the people, problems with the law and stuff like that. And I would definitely attribute that to being a decent person. I'm not even going to say a good person. I would say by being a decent person, fortune will fall upon you. I really believe that. And I don't have a lot of worries about things. I don't look at things in a pessimistic way because I'm like that. It's not that I expect everything to work out. I expect everything to go my way, but I roll with the punches. And usually the punches roll in my favor. Or at least I would say they don't roll against me most of the time. So I'm here exploring, enjoying another part of Colombia, another part. I guess this is not Medellin. This is more part of Antioquia, which I heard is a really huge part of land, part of the country. Someone said it was as big as Texas. That's what I overheard. Now I will have to do my own research. But there's definitely riding around he took me around these mountainsides he took me to a couple of towns near this town of Concepcion. And it's amazing to see the people, the difference in the people, the difference in the culture. Just from Medellin to here, there's a difference in the people and there's a difference in the culture. So stay tuned for that video. This is a short and sweet one, man, and it's to the point. Just remember that name, remember that word, remember that phrase, decent, being a decent person, decency. Say it 5 times today. I'm going to try to get this up before the day ends. But yeah, I just want to say that. I just wanted to share that. That's what came to me. I only present on Sunday sermons if something comes to me. If the Spirit leads me to talk about a particular thing, then I will. And on my ride here, just riding around with Senor Luis, they've extended a good hand to me from day one, So just remember, try and be a decent person, man. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Think about how it may affect someone. And think about, do you really need to say that? Do you really need to say the things that come out your mouth that you know is going to hurt other people? There's always another way to say it. There's always another way to get your point across without being disrespectful, without being too short, without burning bridges. My philosophy is I only burn a bridge if it's absolutely necessary. Because just think about the metaphor. If you burn a bridge, you can't get back to the other side. So you got to be sure that you are never trying to go back to the other side if you're going to burn that bridge. Peace and love, International Zoe Sunday Sermon. Decency.